The most important thing we have to do, though, is do some underwater gathering. I'm only rank 5. Damn. I wonder if there's more stages of this, or if it's just here. I also am wondering... Nope, not story chart. We did not find any mockingbirds. That might have been my bad, but, like, still, not having hints sucks. I wonder if the first bonus... It says bonus content, though. I was wondering if the first bonus might be the hints. Oh. Okay, so no, it's just that the hints come up when you are able to find them. Which is kind of annoying, because that means you can't use the hints. Like, I liked being able to, like, have the hints in the back of my head. The back of my mind to, go, like, to think about while we were doing stuff. So not having them kind of sucks, but... That's, seabed floor is something to look for. I don't know... I'm probably not going to show off most of this, unless if there is something of interest. Because I don't... Finding, stickers seems like it would be rough. I still didn't get that. Like, I mean, this is what I'm doing. So, until there is something of note that happens, I don't think there's much reason for you to see this, so. Before I drown. I do have a lot more time in the red since I have my other thing up. Great at. Obviously, my skill at doing everything is going to be able to get the bonus reward is going to come down to leveling up. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing this for a little bit. Maybe not all the way to get that high score, but for now, here I go. Diving right in. Wait, is this special? Oh, I got the thing! The thing they were talking about. I got it. Big bonus points. It's a shame I didn't get 10 objects, but... kind of mixing up swimming and gathering might honestly make things easier, because you do take a lot of, like, swim damage from trying to gather. Oh, nice. Is that a lobster? Did you get him? Hell yeah, man, we just picked up a goddamn lobster. I didn't even know it could go that far. We should be fine. I didn't even know it could go higher than that. Alright, well, lobsters definitely help if we can find those freaks. Like, look at that. Okay, if I can get, like, just a little bit more, we're golden. Honestly, gathering seems like a better option at this point. Oh, big score on that, too. Hell yeah. Yo, I got a sticker. I'm glad it's marked as a question mark. That's very easy to see. So once I get the search radius upgrade, we should be able to find all of those and get at least the first bonus. I should have grabbed that, like, last thing that was near me. Thinking I'd pick up more stuff than I actually do. Yo, look at that mockingbird. Fast lane frigate. Hell yeah. chart. Too much greed. Oh, please let me in. I got way too greedy. I wanted just more stuff. We should be fine. I collected so much of that stuff that... Yeah, boy! Okay. I greed it because I wanted to make sure I had enough to get the 180 boost. Which was worthwhile because I almost didn't get the 180 boost. Or 1.8, I mean. I don't know math-wise if 1.5 would have been good enough or not. So, score doesn't matter too much, but I might as well try to level up completely, and also stickers. I do love me some stickers. I guess just going in a direction I haven't really been to. There should be like, what, 4 more stickers? I think there was 5. It's worthwhile for me to get the level ups for my search ability. But also, sometimes I can just find... That looks like Cramorant! Sometimes I can just go to and find the sticker all by myself. Yeah, you have to be crazy to not upgrade everything else before you upgrade search. I saw something over here. Greed is what I saw. Thought the boat was closer. We should be okay. We need those extra points so I can level up quicker. I wonder if detecting sea creatures counts as stickers, though. Yo, look at you, number 12! Booby Bravo! How many are missing? We can get the reward. 1 seabed. 2 seabeds. Hello! That's way too far. It's gone now. Okay. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I was expecting to eventually see out here. Is that something weird out there? No, it's a... After seeing that face in the water, I, am paranoid every time I see the exclamation marks now. I was gonna say, this whole minigame is pretty relaxing. I do enjoy it. It is still kind of a weird thing to me to, like, just kind of add it into the game. Where, though? I'm wondering if search does not actually find stickers. I have like a general idea of where I think they could be. Based on the fact that we didn't find them in that direction. Oh, sticker up here. I'm gonna drown before I get... Please! Do I still get the sticker? Retry. I'm gonna say no, but we know where that is. It's where the scary hole is. Oh yeah, it does show up with the search function, so that's good at least. It's as far as I'm willing to go. Oh, the search does kind of really pollute the area, doesn't it? Uh-huh. I think, was this the last one we needed? I think it was only the 2, right? I'm kind of glad I drowned then, because I don't know if I would have expected the second one to be over there. Nothing gathered, nothing gained. You cheated not only yourself, but the game. Seagull. Okay, so we got the Gull Father. And then the other one we got was Gull and Roses. Sorry. And yeah, that's it. So I don't think there's much reason for me to come back here to do anything. You found 5 mockingbirds. You can now access the mockingbird relationship chart from the story chart screen. Holy shit, that's sick. Stop diving. What does that even mean? Yo. Wrong button. Okay. Best buds in love, bad blood? Question mark? We got the music too. Alright, so we don't know anyone's relationship right now. What is... So some people love you. There's a lot of bad blood between you and other people, so I'm curious about that. And what the fuck is question mark? I wish... The only thing I wish this had was the mockingbirds from 7 Mysteries. Just add it on as well. So I do need to go back here real quick. I guess we can resume, right? Because we can just go back and... Hikuku conversation should be good enough. Which I'm assuming is just here specifically so I can quickly do the, is it this one? Tips. Swim hard, swim fast. I only got held up by rocks once. That's all I've got for now. If you want more tips. Okay, I'm a diver then, I guess. Northern Shore. I think the second option is when she offers us a reward. Which honestly couldn't really be anything but a mockingbird sticker, you know? By the way, Yuza, how much practice did you manage to get in today? I'm a pretty big deal. Enough to be able to do most things comfortably, I think. For sure, I can tell you're improved a lot just from the way you carry yourself. You must have a real talent for diving if you were able to improve that much in just one day. Wow, it's pretty impressive you can tell all that just by looking at him. I would assume, Grandma would say something too, considering I'm such a hotshot now. Hey, I thought of a way I can show my support. If you manage to get a high score of 2,000 points in one diving session, I'll give you a special prize. Whoa, isn't that great, Yuza? What was your highest score today again? Let's see. I think it was 2,281 points. Oh, wow, you really did it. I sure did. That's amazing, Yuza. Guess you've earned yourself a prize. Here you go, a rare bird sticker I found while diving the other day. Yo, look at that guy. Number 5. I also saw a scary ghost lady face, but I don't want to talk about it. Albatross boss. You lucky dog. I didn't think you'd get a new mockingbird sticker so soon. I have like so many of them now. I have what, 8? Looks like a rare one too. No, I think it's 7. Oh, really? Nice. Alright, get me out of here. We're done. Story chart, here we go. I like how it didn't even say anything when I left. God. So, like, you know, that was a fun distraction and all. Time to meet up. Memories of the last summer. Maybe we should go back to Yumeko, and then we'll come back to, Sato being a immortal mermaid creature, maybe, perchance. So I kind of assume this is going to be related to the divers. Date unknown. Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found is a little ways offshore from this beach. You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that. Not at all. You clearing everything with local police meant all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. Date unknown, kind of. Because we don't know when the divers went missing. This could also, it could be a little bit timey-wimey crazy with the box in the story with the, Orihime. That, like, aged him up considerably. Maybe it, like, aged the divers and they turned into skeletons. Maybe I'm just making shit up. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt signs of a curse are clearly evident. The skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident. Seems I was right to trust my intuition on this one. Alright then, let me hear the full report. Understood. Let me also look for... Seems like a lot of clouds over there. This is the town of Ejika in Toba City. The area is a historic place known for its Ama divers. Oh, I know it well. It's also famous as a filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films. I wouldn't know about that myself, ma'am, but you seem unusually well-versed in that area. Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch them for yourself, Soyo. As you wish, I'll look into it. I thought it was going to just be films. Ejika Town is a fishing settlement located within Toba City on the eastern tip of the Shima Peninsula. The area takes its name from Ijikajima, an island offshore of the region. It is said that the hollow in the center of the island was so reflective as to resemble a mirror, leading to Yamato Hime no Mikoto giving it its current name, which is written with the character for stone and mirror. A city located on the northeastern tip of the Shima Peninsula, adjacent to Ise City and Shima City. Along with the city itself, its administrative area also encompasses 4 populated islands. The combined area of modern Toba City and Shima City was formerly known as Shima Province. Its coastline features one of Japan's most notable Ria coasts, and is renowned not only for its marine industries, but also for its popularity as a tourist destination. Having originally sprung up as a castle town of the Oba domain, the years following the Meiji era saw Toba flourish as the center of the Shima region. With an abundance of marine product available in its waters, it is also famous for being home of the highest number of active Ama divers in Japan. There are many guest houses run by Ama divers and fishermen along the shore, providing visitors to the area with the opportunity to enjoy fresh seafood. I got confused because I thought it was like guest houses were run by people, and I don't know. I'm not good at reading, if you couldn't tell. Let me think. I forgot I have my vision modes, which we haven't really discussed. I'd already planned to come here to Toba in Mie Prefecture together with Soda on another case. But the news of skeletal remains being found in the area caught my eye, so I sent him ahead to investigate. As expected, it turned out to be the result of a curse, likely a troublesome one at that. I thought the mermaid thing was the other case. Ah! When did you get here? I don't see any stickers. And I kind of don't feel like looking at the... I mean, so, okay, this is the thing too, though. If the Mockingbird thing updates every time that it's available, basically, I mean, we don't know if it does. I don't know when it updated to tell me that the reward was going to be a sticker. But basically, I would just have to, every scene, look at that to see if it gives me a hint. In which case, the hint would be pretty obvious. It would be in the scene that we're in. Is everything surroundings, even this? Alright, look at this man. A diligent and earnest young man, his mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skills. So he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details I often find myself doing so. I don't know if I trust him still. I think he's lying about his skills. Skeletal remains. To begin, shall we review the details of the case? Is that really necessary? Yes, for me, the viewer. Summarizing may help us notice something we missed. Not a day goes past I don't admire your diligence, Soto. My thanks. I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long rod-like object. It resembled a human bone, so he notified the police. That was about 10 days ago. So he fished it up completely by chance. And this is, rumors were about the bones. But since Soto said it's a cylinder, it's probably something more. Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks. Maybe they are skeletons. But they're mermaid skeletons, huh? Maybe. All the remains were already severely deteriorated, with each being several years to several decades old. As a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There was just little to go on. Too little to go on. Only fragments of the skulls remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible. Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we? Indeed, I'll report my discoveries shortly. Alright, report your thing. You know, one possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me? Please, go ahead. I wonder if those skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kameshima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago? Regrettably, that is not the case. Oh, darn it! Please don't sound so defeated. Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total, but they said that each had decomposed over a different length of time. Oh, meaning they didn't all die at the same time? Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years. The others go back some 10 years before that, and another 10, and another 10, and so on. So roughly 1 body every 10 years? Indeed, I imagine that any older remains may have simply decayed entirely. She looks mad! Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades? It's surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had that bone not been fished up by chance, we never have known. In other words, it was the perfect crime. It was an ideal site for quietly disposing of bodies. So this was no accident. Someone did this. I imagine quite some resentment must have piled up over the years. Indeed, but I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting after all. Efficient, as always. My thanks. Yo, but shouldn't we have, like, seen if we could have done anything about the, resentment? Like, ask it a few questions. Resentment? What do you know about your bodies being dumped in this fissure in the ground? There is one more point of concern that all the remains have in common. Go on. Each body bore a clean, precise cut, clearly severed. Okay, so whatever curse, I think... It seemed like, I think, in all of the quick, like, corpse shots we saw in the intro that they were all cuts. So whatever, like, cursed bearer can just cut people like that. Because, even though, like, Sato is a immortal nun, it still seemed like the cut just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Based on how everyone was freaking out and talking. Severed cut. You're saying they were sliced straight through the bone? Yumeko looks like she's ready to brawl. Exactly. Each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut as smooth as the last. Forensics noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaved each of them in a single stroke. If even with industrial equipment such precision would have been unachievable decades ago, I'm going to assume a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaving them would not have been the answer. Yes, well, that would certainly explain it. But warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose. Correct. If the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change. And as it turns out, there were traces of a curse at each of the severed points. So, much more likely than a samurai man running around with a katana. It was just a matter of time until we found one. As for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a cursed echo that looked like a warrior in armor. Also for the briefest moment. I guess that also is true. It could be just the cursed echo of a samurai man. A cursed echo in armor. So I guess is... Oh, there it is. Yo, that's a cool looking guy though. Yes, judging from the crest on its armor and giving our location. It appears to be the curse tied to the Hike. Right, the Hike. You are familiar with the Hike, I assume. Well, the worst part is, I feel like she totally probably is. I don't know what he's talking about. The Hike? I'm not too sure. The Hike were a branch of the Terra clan, a warrior family who rose to power at the end of the Heian period. From their base in Ise province, they expanded their influence, reaching great heights under Terra no Kiyomori. But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji in what is now known as the Genpei War. Ah, yes, of course, I knew that. The tale of the Hike preserved just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carry deep regrets. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces remain even today, and they can be quite meddlesome. Indeed, you hear about it all over the place. I guess even by expert standards, it's quite the problem. File update. Oh god, fucking Christ. Abbreviated genealogy of the Hike. I hope I don't have to know this because I'm not gonna look at it. That's too much, man. The Hike were part of the Ise Terra clan, which was itself an Ise-based branch of the Terra clan, a prominent samurai family of the Heian period. Although the entire Ise Terra clan was greatly influential, Hike refers to the particularly prosperous lineage of Terry no Masamura, Terry no Tadamori, and Terry no Kiyomori. Tadamori, Kiyomori, Masamori. So just kind of, I don't know. I don't even know how to really read this branch-wise. I guess it just goes off to the right, but it's not a family tree. I don't get it. Known as one of the most prominent samurai families of the Heian period, alongside the Minamoto clan, the Terra clan was originally based in the Kanto region. However, following Terra no Masakoto's uprising against the central government in the year 935, okay, and its suppression at the hands of Terra no Sadamura, the latter's son, Kurihira, moved to Ise province, where he came to wield significant political power. This was the start of what would become known as the Ise Terra clan. For generations on from Kurihira, Terra no Masamura consolidated the family's influence in Ise. His successor, Tadamori, was granted permission to enter the imperial court in 1132, eventually attaining a rank equal to that of nobility. The distinguished military exploits of Tadamori's son, Terra no Kiyomori, further led to Kiyomori's promotion to Daijo Daijin, Chancellor of the realm. The highest possible governmental rank. In 1167, in 1180, Kiyomori... the highest possible government rank in the year 1167. But then, in 1180, Kiyomori's daughter, Noriko, married into the imperial family, and her son ascended the throne as emperor, enabling the Hike to consolidate their monopoly on political authority. Thus, the Terra clan came to dominate the political landscape of the time. Such was their wealth and power that one member of the clan is said to have remarked that all those who did not belong to the Terra clan were to be considered people of no position. However, the golden age of the Terra clan did not last long. The arrogant rule and dictatorial grasp on power led to many turning against the Terra clan, and the stirrings of rebellion soon came to a head, with several prominent figures joining forces in a bid to overthrow them. In the midst of the resulting years of warfare, Kiyomori died of illness in March 1181. Despite losing one of their key members, the Terra clan continued to struggle against their opponents, but to no avail. In 1185, they were finally defeated in the Battle of Dan-no-Ura, and many of its members, including Kiyomori's grandson, Emperor Antoku, who was still a child at the time, were lost beneath the waves of Dan-no-Ura, burned with unfulfilled ambitions. It is said the Kusunaga no Tsurugi sword, one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan, regarded since ancient times as a symbol of imperial authority, was also lost at sea at the to that day. So that sword's probably what's doing the cuts. But like a magic sword. That's like a sick looking picture. I wish I could zoom in on it more. After their defeat, the surviving members of the Terra clan, now disgraced as fallen warriors, scattered across the country and lived out their days in hiding. Even to this day, legends of Terra clan survivors persist in various regions across Japan. So that's another, like, lineage, excuse me, I can talk, lineage that potentially can come up as showing up. Alright. Well, this is as zoomed in as we can get. What's more, the katana that Curse Echo carried, I believe it may have been the famed blade, Nukimaru. Nukimaru? Yes, a blade passed down through the Hike, once wielded by Terra no Tadamori. I see. It would seem your love of swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is that these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse? I can't say it was Tadamori himself, but I'm confident it was a curse from someone within the Hike. At the very least, it offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts. But the body's being dumped every decade. Surely that can't be the curse too, can it? Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else. So this wasn't an accident by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there. Indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of bodies so poorly. My theory is that someone is using a curse stone, so it is curse stones. They are killing through its curse, then discarding the bodies. A curse stone? Think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. So my question with that, I guess, is going to be the fact that it lets people that don't have enough spirit sense use that power. But in Seven Mysteries, the Feast of Shadow had to be in play. So like a domain of something to strengthen their power to allow them to use the curse stone was necessary. But I guess maybe if the curse stone is strong enough by itself, it can do it by itself? I don't know. Lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. They are created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic. That sounds dangerously convenient. There were a few incidents involving curse stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear? Oh, now that you mention it, that somewhat rings a bell. Is it the Seven Mysteries? Type of curse stone that allows even people without any spirit sense to wield curses as long as the tool meets the above criteria. Items of any shape or size may be referred to as a curse stone. Many curse stones have conditions that must be fulfilled to use them, often based on the spiritual power and characteristics of the curse itself. If a curse stone has low spiritual power, it may only be possible to use it under specific circumstances. such as when under the influence of the Feast of Shadows, a spell that heightens the potency of certain types of spiritual energy. Okay, so that explains it. Because, I mean, it was mentioned in Seven Mysteries that the Seven Mysteries themselves wouldn't have been strong enough. That's why they awakened when the Feast of Shadow happened. So, I guess the idea then would be that this cursed sword, cursed stone thing would be strong enough to just be a cursed stone by itself. So in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with the Hike's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea. Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary. No, it's behind me. What is the deal with vision? Like, it bothers me that we haven't gotten any idea of this yet. More with the skeletal remains? Now then, about those skeletal remains. Were you able to use your Shagan, Soto? Yes, I did. It only worked on the most recent body, though. The one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of the remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait sketch of how he looked when he was alive. Oh my god! That looks like someone I know! Here's a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well. Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset. Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it. Even so, none of these methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead to our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work. Is it even admissible evidence in court if it was like a death by magic? Thank you. I guess saying that, like, if you can just talk to the spirits, you're not going to get, like, a normal case done. Like, if you're going to get, like, a Najima situation where he just casually killed people, you're not going to be able to just talk to the ghost and say, like, nope, we can pinpoint it now, because that's not evidence. But when you get into the curse stones, then the Paranormal Bureau can just kind of do whatever they need to do. We had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago. But no matches were found. I like how, like, almost stoic Soto seems most of the time, and then he just gets a little wiggle mouth. Darn, would have made things much easier. Detective Ide is continuing the investigation. Ah, the detective with the local police. I've heard he's good, so let's hope he proves it. Toba seabed skeletons. I don't know, that picture is funny. Case in which multiple human skeletons were recovered from a deep fissure on the Toba seabed. The initial estimate indicates that at least 5 bodies had been disposed of there. The following information has not been made available to the public. Victims' identity unclear. All victims are male. Each body is thought to have been disposed of at different times. The most recent body dates to about 6 years ago. Facial sketch of the individual obtained using Soto Kiro's Shagan ability. The other remains show signs of gradual aging, with the oldest dating back more than 30 years. Although the presence of older remains has been confirmed, they have completely decayed and it is impossible to tell how old they are. It is unlikely that the bodies could have drifted into the fissure naturally, so it's thought that someone has been discarding them every few years. Each skeleton shows signs of a clean, precise cut inflicted by a sharp blade. Traces of a curse were also detected from around the several sections. The victims are believed to have been killed by a curse wielded by someone connected to the Hike. More? Say, Soto, that sketch of yours. Maybe we should show it to some of the locals? Ah, good point. Someone might recognize him if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it could help us trace the one who used the curse. I guess we can't just leave things be now and that we know there is a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it. Oh, please, ma'am. There you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud? Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all. Yes, we all know how much you love your home. Thank God we're done with skeletons. State of the sea. You can see the sea from here all the way to Kameshima. Do you sense anything out there, Soto? Yes, I do. The waters south of Kameshima are saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. I'm assuming the face I saw in the water was the raging waves curse then? I can sense it even from this distance. That's how strong it is. Is that so? Looking out to sea, I can't see a thing. I just hope this means we've made it in time. What are you doing, Soto? Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. Were you there 5 years ago, Soto? The seal has broken. There's no doubt about it. So it's already broken? That isn't good. The sea still remains calm, though. Does the storm not break out immediately? Yes, something seems to be holding it back for now. Oh, so there's a silver lining at least. Seems stable for the moment. We probably have 2 or 3 days of safety. Then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do. I'm assuming that something is going to talk to, what's his name? Watamoto? It was not Watamoto. What was his name? Wakamura. Hope we can do something about the curse of the raging waves while it's still being held back. Yes, but despite all efforts, we still haven't found a way to lift the curse. We might have quite the struggle ahead of us. That's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? And we have no idea where your ancestors' keepsake is either. Okay, well that's a new bag of worms. Ugh, I apologize on behalf of my family. We talk about keepsakes? Ma'am, behind you. Behind me? No. No. Gulp. I hope it's not a g. Am I crazy to think that this looks like a puddle underneath them? Like right here, it looks like it should just be a shadow. Yeah, surroundings is definitely what I want to look at. Woman. Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? Yeah. Ah, she bolted. Soda, after her. On it. Soda does not seem like the type of person that would be able to run fast. I feel like he'd be winded really quick. Hey, stop! Yeah, let me go. I didn't do nothing wrong. I've apprehended the suspect. Good work. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit? Huh. What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious ones, sneaking around and poking into things. You think folks won't be wary with shady types like you wandering through town? Ah, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here. You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains found nearby, yes? That's what we're looking into. You don't look like police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like to take a quick look at. Like you to take a quick look at? Definitely doesn't look like the same person. But I'm assuming woman is the mermaid we found, right? That was they were saying that was the same picture. Do you recognize this face at all? We believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago. Huh? Nope, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might know about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. Don't know a thing? Yeah, you look like you don't know a thing. Alright, sorry for holding you up. You look like you're going to be turned into a mermaid. What a peculiar woman. It's like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should talk to more people in town. Agreed. Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is? Of course. Several hours later. They knew her name, so... Ma'am, I've learned a few things. Excellent. Let's hear it. Maybe I'll look at my surroundings. They're different now. Port and town center area are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. Quiet town, so a stranger loitering here would definitely attract attention. That's a good point. Now's when... Oh, they're... Ooh! I was joking, but he actually moved out of the way. I was going to say now's when a sticker's here. I want to look then. So I would imagine the hint only shows up after you've beaten the chapter. Mockingbird number 13. Maverick Manny. Yeah, so it was like legit. Which is a shame because I also would like to see what the hint was. Like after Soda got out of the fucking way. Probably. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say, but then got distracted by the love of my life. We split up to ask around town. But all the leads I found didn't actually lead anywhere. I'm just not cut out for this kind of legwork. Didn't so much as flinch at the thought of tedious door-to-door investigation, not to mention he's good at it. Having him here is a huge help. About the woman. I also asked around about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently, she isn't originally from this town. Oh, is that so? Indeed, apparently she wandered into town about 5 years ago. 5 years is a interesting time frame. She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching as if it were very dear to her. It's the life force box. It's gonna make her old, just like the beach that makes you old. Nothing but an old wooden box. Supposedly, she used to work as an ama diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But these days, I'm getting mush mouth. But these days, she keeps to herself, and no one ever sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she supports herself, and many of the islanders find her unsettling. Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here? That would suggest it, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although, according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent. And she's never caused any problems either. Still, it seems odd she'd get so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something? It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were with the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if someone showed up. Right, I mean the most recent body is from 6 years ago, and she arrived in town 5 years back. The timing is rather suspicious when you look at it like that. We best keep an eye on her. Agreed. Were you able to get her name? Apparently her last name is Samikawa, but I didn't manage to get her first name. Samikawa? Why does that name sound so familiar? You've heard it before? I think so, but I can't quite remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess I shouldn't let it bother me. Not this again. Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ide. Very well, I'll inform him. Profile update. Female, unknown, unknown. Woman living in Toba. Although she occasionally does work as an ama diver, it is unclear who she is and where she came from. She apparently showed up in Toba about 5 years ago with nothing but a grubby wooden box to her name and has been living there ever since. I mean... You know, I don't know. It could be. It kind of could be. It's not like that far off. They kind of look similar. Like, obviously she's more disheveled, but... Like, yeah. 5 years ago could have been, like, her getting... Although then the question still comes into play, like, how does she get money if she's not working? Although, if she maybe potentially found Ryuji, the city, or Ryugi, maybe she got riches from that and then got brought back up with the box, right? No time maybe passed for her. I wonder if there's anything to the name Samakawa, because I know, like, names mean things. Like, Lunar Light means something. Fucking Lunar Light, what a name. But I wonder if, like, I don't know, if there could be any meaning gotten from that. I could be completely off, though, but I don't know. They look similar enough that it could potentially be them. So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here. It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again. You can be cursed that easily? That's terrifying. What a world we live in. It's crazy that you didn't notice, because it's like, really, this is just straight away. It's not like I'm really... I don't know. I feel like it would have been easy to notice. I showed the sketch of the victim to several townsfolk. However, it would seem that no one here recognized him at all. Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ide then. I was gonna say too, location-wise, I don't know if we'll be able to look at it really easily. Toba City's right there. I guess, like, yeah, so, like, to the south of, Southern Sea Disaster. I'm blanking on the name. Shima? Or Kameshima. Kameshima is the name. Not a mama. Not a mama Shima. To the south does kind of correlate to Toba a little bit. This woman could have been behind the events. I mean, 5 years ago. She's at the very least close enough to wash up if she's the mom, too. Okay. Don't suppose we might be working with a bad sketch here? You needn't worry about that. I'm confident in the likeness. It should be a near-perfect match. I love the zoom. You're right, I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you. That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries. That helps a lot, thanks. Shall I summarize our next steps? Yes, I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see. About the unidentified skeletons. Regarding the unidentified skeletons. Until we can identify the victims from the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is best left in Detective Ide's hands. Yes, agreed. And I think the same goes for the Samakawa woman from earlier. We'll have Detective Ide look into her. It's nice to have someone we can rely on. Agreed on that end too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeleton case to him for now. Yes, though we should remain vigilant regarding the cursed stones. One other thing, I don't know if it's in the files. Would it be, not a lot of gameplay. I like how the skeleton is gameplay. Mermaid mummy's not it. I wanted to get a quick rundown of where the, mermaid... Nope, not story chart. The Mermaid of Samakawa was found too, but it was like around here, right? Toba still. Regarding our main objective, or this so-called Curse of the Raging Waves. Without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. I don't suppose there's a chance you'd be able to break the curse using brute force? You're quite good at that. It's certainly an option if worse comes to worse, but I can't say I have high hopes it would work. I guess it would be more realistic to try to find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestor's keepsake instead. Indeed, it is said that item may hold a key to lifting the curse of the raging waves. But even the location of a map pointing to that keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time. Although the map was said to be hidden inside a model of a mermaid mummy, one rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period. Doesn't sound promising. If we can't find it, I guess we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force. But to even consider that route, we need much more intel from the island. Which is why we need to head to Kameshima. And at the very least, advise the locals to evacuate. Yes, hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the curse of the raging waves. Is something wrong? No, it's just that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out. Please do. Ma'am? What is it? What was it? The person who called me over shared a new piece of information. They were told to keep it secret, but opened up since we're with the police. Go on. Earlier this morning, down by the shore, they apparently found something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid! A mermaid? Really? That same person reported it to a local authority and was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police. You're kidding me. That local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse. That couldn't be more suspicious, could it? Exactly, they were uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do? Did they describe what the mermaid looked like? Probably looked like a mermaid, ma'am. Yes, they said from the head to the shoulder it was a human. But below that, entirely fish. So it was not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem. Only the head was human. They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But I bet you I could have done it. But they thought it resembled a local Ama diver named Tomiko Suma. What? Apparently, she went out diving alone this morning and hasn't returned. That's likely what worried the witness the most. That is troubling. Damn it, just what we needed. More things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with the mermaid story. Come on. So one of the missing divers, presumably. This is weird, too, that this isn't a recollection, because it's still, like, the past. But, do I want to continue on this timeline? I feel like it's gonna be confusing going back and forth between the two.